What if I told you that one of the most recommended things to do after 60, walking every day, might actually be making you weaker, not safer? That probably sounds strange. After all, walking is supposed to be the perfect exercise, right? It's gentle, it's low impact. Doctors recommend it, and millions of older adults rely on it as their main, sometimes only, form of exercise. And let me be very clear, walking is good. But here's something that shocked even me after decades of working in senior health and movement. A 2019 study from the University of Waterloo found that normal walking activates only about 32% of the gluteus maximus, the largest and most powerful muscle in your body. That means nearly two-thirds of one of your most important strength muscles is barely being used. Even more surprising, the research has found that people who relied only on walking continued to lose muscle stability and protective strength year after year, even though they were staying active. That's not a typo. And what shocked scientists most was this: the people who thought they were being the most careful were often the ones losing strength the fastest. But here's what really matters and why you need to hear this today. The number one exercise we'll show you in this video is so simple, so basic, and so overlooked that most people never question what happens when they don't do it. And quietly, over time, that's how balance disappears. That's how getting up from a chair gets harder. That's how independence slowly fades without anyone noticing the exact moment it began. Today, we're going to change that. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, what's your name and where are you watching from? We've got an amazing community here, from California to Kansas, Florida to Oregon, and we truly read every comment. So whether you're 60, 70, or even 80 plus, you're not alone. You are part of something bigger, a movement of people who believe aging should be empowering, not limiting. Drop your name and location below and say hello to someone else in the comments, because community is one of the strongest things you can build at any age. Today, we're revealing 5 essential exercises that every adult over 60 should know, especially if you want to stay strong, steady, and independent. These movements are backed by real science, designed with joint safety in mind and focused on glute strength, one of the most critical but most neglected areas in senior fitness. We'll count down from number 5 to number 1. And trust me, the first exercise we cover might sound basic, but the last one will surprise you the most. Let's start from the ground up, literally. Number 5, step-ups, the real-life strength test you didn't know you were failing. On the surface, step-ups sound harmless, almost like just walking with a little extra lift. Most people wouldn't even consider it an exercise. After all, we step up onto curbs, into buses, onto stairs every day. It's no big deal, right? But here's what most people don't realize after 60. Your ability to step up using one leg at a time is one of the most important indicators of real-world strength and fall risk. And if you haven't been training it, you're likely losing it. You see, step-ups challenge your gluteus maximus, gluteus medius, and the stabilizer muscles around your hips and core. These are the muscles that help you climb stairs without holding onto a rail, rise from a low chair with confidence, and catch yourself if you trip. But if your body hasn't been using those muscles intentionally, they start to shut down, quietly, slowly, without pain, until one day you wonder why you feel unstable. A 2021 study from the University of Florida found that adults over 60 who practiced step-up exercises just twice a week for 6 weeks improved single-leg strength by 27% and stair climbing stability by 33% without using heavy weights or machines. The problem isn't just aging. It's not challenging your body in the way daily life requires. A safer version for adults over 60. Use a low step or platform 6 to 10 inches high. Place your whole foot on the step. Press through your heel as you lift. No jumping, no momentum. Hold a wall or chair for balance. Do 2 to 3 sets of 8 reps per leg, twice per week. And here's the best part. Every step up you do isn't just exercise. It's a message to your nervous system that says, I'm still strong, I can still rise. Number 4, glute kickbacks, the smallest move with the biggest impact on your posture. It's just a little leg lift. How effective could it really be? That's what many people think when they see this movement. It looks so simple, so gentle that most people either skip it or do it without much focus. But that tiny lift could be the difference between walking tall and walking in pain. Here's why. As we age, one of the first muscle functions we lose is the ability to extend the hip without overusing the lower back. That means instead of using your glutes to power your steps, your body starts compensating with tight hip flexors, overworked hamstrings, and strain in the lower back. Glute kickbacks are designed to retrain your nervous system to tell your brain, this is the muscle we want firing first. The gluteus maximus is your powerhouse for walking, climbing stairs, getting out of a chair, and if it's dormant, everything else starts working too hard. A study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that targeted glute activation, including kickbacks, improved hip extension control, walking confidence, and balance in adults over 65 in just 4 weeks. Let that sink in. No gym, no weights, just smart, focused movement. How to do it safely at home. Stand behind a sturdy chair or countertop. Lightly hold for balance. Keeping your back straight, lift one leg straight behind you. Don't arch your lower back. The motion should come from the glute. Hold at the top for 1 to 2 seconds, squeeze and return. Do 10 to 12 reps per leg, 2 to 3 sets. This isn't about how high you lift. It's about how well you connect to the right muscle. Even without any equipment, glute kickbacks can help restore strength, posture, and confidence, one small lift at a time. Number 3, glute bridge, the most powerful move you can do lying down. Lying on the floor doesn't feel like exercise. That's something I hear all the time from older adults. We're conditioned to believe that movement has to be fast, sweaty, or complicated to be effective. But here's a quiet truth. One of the most powerful strength builders for your hips, spine, and posture can be done lying down. It's called the glute bridge, and it's not just for gym goers or athletes. It's for anyone who wants to stand taller, reduce back pain, and move with more ease after 60. So why is it so important? As we age, many people lose the ability to activate their glutes without also straining the lower back. The brain forgets the correct firing order, and we begin relying on the spine or hamstrings to do the job our glutes were built for. The glute bridge restores that connection. When done correctly, it builds strength in the gluteus maximus, improves posture by reinforcing the posterior chain, and trains the body to lift using the hips, not the spine. A clinical trial published in the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy followed adults over 55 who added glute bridges to their routine. After just 8 weeks, they experienced a 42% reduction in chronic lower back pain and a 35% improvement in mobility scores. That's without medication or surgery, just mindful movement. Here's how to do a safe glute bridge at home. Lie on a mat or firm surface. Bend your knees, feet flat on the floor, hip width apart. Keep arms relaxed at your sides. Tighten your glutes and lift your hips only until your body forms a straight line from shoulders to knees. Avoid arching your lower back. Hold at the top for 2 to 3 seconds. Squeeze the glutes. Lower slowly. Repeat 12 to 15 reps, 2 to 3 sets. Optional tip. Place a pillow or yoga block between your knees to stay aligned and engage more stabilizer muscles. This movement may look gentle, but it teaches your body how to support itself from the ground up. Number 2, seated band abductions, the invisible muscle that protects every step you take. How much can pushing your knees apart while sitting really do? Honestly, more than most people ever realize. This small-looking move is one of the most powerful tools for building hip stability, fall prevention, and knee protection, especially after 60. It targets a part of your body that rarely gets attention, the side glutes, specifically the gluteus medius and gluteus minimus. These muscles don't get headlines like the big glutes do, but they play a critical role every time you stand on one leg, even for a second, shift your weight, or recover from a trip. When these muscles weaken, as they often do from sitting, aging, or lack of use, your body starts to wobble side to side with each step. That hip wobble may seem subtle at first, but it leads to misalignment in the knees, extra stress on the lower back, and eventually higher fall risk. In fact, a study published in the Aging and Balance Journal found that hip abduction strength, your ability to press your knees outward, was the #1 predictor of fall recovery success in adults over 65. Let that sink in. Not reflexes, not eyesight, not walking speed. The strength of this invisible muscle group, your side glutes, mattered most. Here's how to do this movement safely at home. Sit on a firm chair with your feet flat on the ground. Place a light resistance band just above your knees. Keep your knees bent and hip-width apart. Slowly press your knees outward, keeping feet planted. Hold the widest point for 1 to 2 seconds, then return with control. Repeat 12 to 15 reps, 2 to 3 sets. Tip: the slower you go, the harder your glutes work, and the more control you regain. It might not look dramatic, but every time you press your knees out, you're strengthening the very muscles that keep you walking tall and standing strong. Number 1. Bulgarian split squat, the most underrated strength move for adults over 60. This sounds way too advanced for someone my age. That's the first reaction most people have when they hear the name Bulgarian split squat, and honestly, I don't blame them. The name sounds like something from an Olympic training camp, not something you'd find in a living room workout for older adults. But here's the truth. This is the single most powerful, functional, and real-life glute strengthener most people over 60 are never taught, and it's costing them more than they know. Here's what makes this move so unique. It forces your gluteus maximus and gluteus medius to fire while also improving your balance, core stability, and proprioception, your body's ability to sense where it is in space. That means better stair control, better fall recovery, and a more symmetrical, confident stride. Most exercises don't train your body to stabilize on one leg, but real life demands it all the time. Walking, turning, reaching, stepping off a curb, all require single leg control. Yet when we avoid this kind of challenge, because it feels too hard, we never give our body a chance to rebuild what it's losing. According to Dr. Andrew Lukak, a leading physical therapist specializing in aging adults, the Bulgarian split squat is one of the most effective ways to restore symmetry, correct gait, and rebuild hip strength in seniors. In clinical practice, it's been used to reverse pelvic instability, improve walking patterns, and even eliminate reliance on walkers and canes in some older patients. The biggest danger? Not the movement itself, but avoiding it entirely. Because when one leg gets weaker, you shift more weight to the stronger side, overload one knee or hip, and create an imbalance that leads to falls, injuries, and long-term pain. Here's how to do a safe version at home. Stand about 2 feet in front of a sturdy chair or low bench. Place the top of one foot behind you on the chair. Use another chair or wall for support. Slowly bend your front knee and lower down, only as far as comfortable. Keep your chest lifted and don't let your front knee collapse inward. Push through your front heel to return to standing. Start with 6 to 8 reps per leg, 2 to 3 sets, body weight only. Modification tip: if balance is a challenge, reduce the depth and use support. Control matters more than range. I've seen this movement transform older adults. One client in her late 60s who had been avoiding stairs for years started doing modified split squats. Within 8 weeks, she was climbing a full flight, no railing. She didn't just gain strength, she gained confidence in her own body again. And that's what this is really about. Not chasing youth, but reclaiming the strength to stay you. Modern medicine is powerful, but it's not perfect. And after 60, more isn't always better. You don't need to run marathons. You don't need to lift heavy weights. And you definitely don't need to keep up with 20-somethings at the gym. Because here's the truth most people never hear. At this stage of life, your body doesn't reward intensity. It rewards consistency. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters. And what matters now is building strength that supports the way you live. Getting out of a chair without using your arms, walking confidently even on uneven ground, catching yourself if you slip and staying upright. The glutes aren't just about posture. They're not just about strength. They're about independence. And that independence comes from activating the muscles your body forgot in ways that are safe, smart, and specific to this season of life. So next time someone says, just go for a walk, it's enough, you'll know better. Walking is wonderful, but it's only the start. Real prevention doesn't begin at the doctor's office. It begins when you reconnect with your body and choose movements that rebuild trust, not just motion. So ask yourself, before any new test, treatment, or trendy workout, what happens next if this doesn't help? And then remember, you already have the tools. You already have the wisdom. Now you just need the movement to match. Now we'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 exercises surprised you the most? Have you ever struggled with balance, back pain, or weakness, and realized it wasn't just aging after all? Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to read today, so drop a comment below. We read every single one, and if you're part of this growing movement where age means strength, not slowing down, we'd be honored if you hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe for more. Because your next chapter doesn't start at the doctor's office, it starts when you move.